mine. I just did a little bitty 15-second video, and it was saying sometimes the biggest mistakes that we make come from the biggest decisions that we didn't make. I can't remember how I said it in that short video, and I can't go back. But it is true. Sometimes the biggest mistakes in our life come from us not making those great big decisions. It comes from us shying away from making those big decisions, because those big decisions are just that. They're great big decisions, and we don't want to have to make those, because those big decisions are big gut-wrenching decisions. Gut-wrenching decisions, and they'll pull it out of you. Ooh, you got those doors going. No, this is true. The biggest mistakes that we make in our life. I've done it throughout my life. I'm sure you all have done it throughout your life. You make mistakes in your life, and it's because you failed to make the decision you know you should make, but you don't want to make it because it might make you uncomfortable, or it may be too much work. It puts you, no, it's true, you all. It is true. If we could just move beyond ourselves, if we could put our ego out of the way, get that shyness out of our bodies. It's like you're at work and you're too scared to speak up. You're too scared to get on the phone and call that place back that you had, I don't know, you're too scared to call the whoever it is to try to get something worked out. You don't got the nerve. You'd rather somebody else do it for you. You've been there, you've done that. No, the biggest mistakes of our life often come from those biggest decisions that we failed to make the right decision, truly. Hello and welcome. That's what I got to something to say. And it's about mistakes in our life. We could have made a different decision in our life. We could have, but because we made the wrong decision, going against our better judgment, because we failed to listen to our intuition on the inside of us, we end up making major mistakes in our life. And those major mistakes we end up paying for. And it don't feel good. It don't feel good at all. If you've made those mistakes, I don't know a single person alive who has not made major mistakes in their lives. But hopefully, when you make those major mistakes, you learn from them. You learn to grow beyond them, because you truly don't want to look back on your life with regret. You do not want to look back on your life with regret. And as I'm standing here right now, all the things that I've been through in my life, all of the mistakes that I have made, all of the situations that I've been in that were very, very, very uncomfortable, and I did not want to go through them. My nose is itching all of a sudden. I can look back on them right now. Do I regret? No, there is no regret. I'm actually thankful for the mistakes that I made. Even though it was painful, I'm thankful for them, because I was able to grow. I was able to grow beyond. Sometimes it took me a few times, and like you, sometimes it takes you a few times to get it right. Hello, Shauna. Yo, my nose will not quit itching all of a sudden. It just wants to itch on the outside. No, sometimes the biggest mistakes in our life comes from those great big decisions that we know we should make, but we fail to make them because we'd rather take the easy way out. We don't want to open our mouth. We don't want to do the right thing. We want to just sit there and be quiet. We just want the decisions to be made for us. And no. You all, we got to stop it. We got to truly stop it. We do. We got a whole new future ahead of us, and you're going to have to be strong. You're going to have to get used to making those big decisions, those tough decisions. You're going to have to get used to it. That means you got to grow. You got to come out of the shell that you're in. Some people are in a turtle shell. I remember going to somewhere. I had went to this group at a church. It's been a long, long time ago, and I forget what it was about. But they would describe the different personalities that people had in confronting things. And some were described as, you're like that turtle in the shell. I can't remember what the other one was, but that was me. I was like a turtle in a shell. I didn't want to come out of my shell because I was too scared to open my mouth. I was scared of getting my head bit off. I truly was scared to open my mouth because somebody going to bite my head off. And or I was scared of what people might think. I was just scared. I had fear. I was scared of what other people might think. Gina, how about now? I'm 90% out of my shell. How about that? 90%. No, you don't want to continue going on in your life making major mistakes, because those major mistakes, they don't feel good. They don't feel good, and they set you back. And they don't help you to grow. But if you look at it this way, if it wasn't for those major mistakes, you wouldn't have grown. Let's hope that we all grow from the mistakes and they don't turn into an avalanche. You don't want avalanches of mistakes. You don't want to look back on your life with regret. I promise you, you do not want to go into that future that's in front of you. And there's a thought that somebody just threw a thought in my head. You know what that thought was? I just heard, I don't have a future. That's because you don't want it. If you want a future, then claim it. You can't just say you don't have a future. You have a whole future in front of you. That's what I had just heard. I don't have a future. You do have a future. Listen to the right voice. Don't listen to the wrong voices telling you that you don't have a future in front of you. You can have a future in front of you as long as you tune out the negative. Tune it out. Now, don't be throwing those thoughts in my head again. If you're an empath, you can pick up on thoughts of others. You can. You're like an open conduit. And sometimes you got to turn the faucet. Turn the faucet till it's not dripping. But sometimes somebody turns it back on. No. The biggest mistakes at times in our life are from those great big decisions that we fail to make for one reason or another. You've been there. You've done that. You had opportunities to open your mouth, but you didn't because you were afraid. I'm going to use myself as an example. The majority of my life, I was afraid to open my mouth. Afraid, terrified. Now, I can understand that there's other people who are even more terrified than I was, but I didn't want to open my mouth. I didn't want to cause no trouble. It made me uncomfortable. All of that, it did. And it took a lot to grow beyond it. Here I'm 57 years old now, and you may be up there in age too. You may be younger. You may have difficulty being able to speak up. It's not easy. It's not. Unless you're a person who has always opened up their mouth and spoke whatever was on their mind, then it's quite easy for you. But for those people who are introverted, for those people who are shy, bashful, quiet, don't like confrontation, it's hard. It's really hard. And to look down on people like that, no, don't look down on people like that. If they don't want to speak up and stuff, it's hard for them. It truly is hard. You got to be able to look beyond how you are and look at them. Okay, now let me get back. I have something to say. And it boils down to this. Sometimes the biggest mistakes of our life are those great big decisions that we failed to make. And those great big decisions that we should have made were truly they were very important decisions. But those very important decisions, we couldn't bring ourselves to make those decisions because it was uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable and scary. Scary, really scary. It is scary at times. It's like standing in front of a crowd of people. That'd be very scary. I mean, it's easy for me on here to talk to you all. Out in public, I'm a lot better too than I used to be. I don't know how I would be in front of a great big audience. I don't know how you do in front of a great big audience, but it's scary. It's scary and makes a person nervous. Makes a person nervous. It does. This is that's what I got to say. That's what it is. I did a little short video, and I thought, now I got to come over here and I'm going to expand on it. The biggest mistakes of our life stem oftentimes from the biggest decisions that we should have made, because they're life altering. They are life altering decisions, are massive. Because you're talking about your life. You are talking about the course of your life. And when you fail to make those right decisions, it's like you're going down one timeline, one path. And you know, in order to stay on that path that you're on, you got to make that great big gigantic decision. And that great big giant decision that you have to make makes you a little bit uncomfortable. And it's scary because you may not know how people may react. So, and it takes courage to keep walking forward. So sometimes when we're on that path and that big decision that we know we need to make should be made, we take the alternate, we take a detour because we're not ready to make it. We make the easier decision, which takes us down a different road away from the main path that we're on. And when that happens, at times, it will leave you a little regretful. It will. All the while, and you may look back on your life and say, I wish I would have been able to make that decision, but I just couldn't bring myself to it. And statements like that are very true. They're very, very true. It's hard. It's really hard. But have no fear. Have no fear, for in your life, you're going to have an opportunity, we all are, to have other major decisions in our life, those great big decisions that we're going to have to make, because the situation will get switched up. It always does. And we'll have a chance to do the same thing. And the next time, you may say, well, that's okay. I'm going to make it. I don't care if it makes me uncomfortable. I don't care if it means me sticking my head outside this shell that I've got on. I don't care if it means my whole entire body comes out of this tortoise shell. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go forward into the future. I'm tired of hiding behind that shell, inside my shell. I think I want to walk. Yeah. That's the goal, at least, right? It is. No. Don't look back on your life with regret. Everything happens for a reason, and don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Everybody makes mistakes in their life. Everybody has made some major mistakes in their life. Everybody. I don't know a single person. Some people's lives are full of small mistakes, medium mistakes, and large mistakes. It's their whole entire life. And they may realize it, but they may not know how to deal with it, but they want to deal with it. All it takes is something so small. One small action in your life, one small decision to change the whole entire course of your life. Just something so small. And if you think about it, it's like a person who would go back in time and just change one small single event. If you were a time traveler, go back in time and change one small event, do something different, just like something that you only take a few seconds, and it literally changes the whole entire future. Just think about it that way. All it takes is one small thing in a person's life to change it forever. Teeny, teeny, tiny. That would dwarf all the great big large thing, just teeny, teeny, tiny. And it's like that mustard seed, if you think about it. That teeny, tiny mustard seed. It's so tiny. But then it grows into a great big, look how massive it gets. Massive. Great big tree-like. But it's teeny, tiny. But look at all the growth that was contained within that teeny, tiny seed. Just a teeny tiny seed. Just like a teeny tiny faith. Just a teeny tiny bit of faith can change your life forever. It can. It can. And it can give you the courage, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It can give you the courage to speak up and do whatever. It can change your life. It has changed lives, many, many lives. Just that little thing, just like that. Even if you think, well, that's not going to make a difference. It's so teeny tiny. How is that going to make a difference? Well, that's the mysterious nature of God, isn't it? That's the mysterious nature of God, even something that teeny, teeny, tiny, that you think will not make a difference. It's only like that mustard seed. Just like that. So, sometimes the biggest mistakes of our life stem from not hold on. The wind is here. Stems from not making those, having the strength and courage to make those big decisions, those tough decisions. Let me tell you something. Prayer works, meditation works. Get you some love on the inside of your heart. Get you God on the inside of your heart. Get you some Jesus on the inside of your heart. Get you some humbleness. Get yourself some patience. Get yourself some determination. Right there. It starts on the inside. Just think, a little bitty tweak. It's like doors. A door may be so solid. You can try to turn that. I could literally, if this door was locked right here, I'm serious. If this was a solid door right here, I could pound on it. If it didn't have no glass, I could pound on it. I could shake this, and there's no way I'm going to get it open. But if I had that teeny tiny key, all it takes is me inserting the key and turning it. And the door opens so smoothly. It opens so easy. Just something like a teeny tiny key and one teeny tiny turn can open many doors in your life. It can literally change your life, just like a teeny tiny key, a little teeny tiny. You got the key. All that it requires is you taking the action, and the action is put the key in and turn it. And the door's open. The door's open. Yeah. I like visuals. I do. I love visuals. So, it's humid, you all, out here. So I have something to say, and that's what I got to say. No, we got to get courageous on the inside of our beings. We got to quit letting fear and doubt creep into our hearts. It does. It creeps inside our hearts. And just picture yourself on the inside. If you're on the inside of your heart and you're a little bitty child and you're just terrified, well, just that's okay. Just picture yourself. Say, I'm climbing up out of this ladder. I'm going to get the ladder and I'm going to climb right to the surface. And I'm going to look out. I'm going to peek my head out and I'm going to look out and I'm going to look around. And I'm going to see this whole entire world, because I think I want to climb out of the inside of this heart on this ladder. And then you see the whole world and you think, wow, this is nice. And then boom, there you are. You climbed out. You climbed out of the inside with a ladder because you saw the brightness. You saw the real world. You saw the beauty that God has made right here. The beauty. It's nature itself. Rosie, honey, I know I saw you down here. You was walking around. So, yeah. That's, how we doing over here? Yeah. We doing great. Thank you for those hearts flying up the screen. Yeah, if you're going to be outside, wear something lightweight. This shirt right here is thin material, but it's kind of baggy. It's lightweight. That black t-shirt I had on upstairs, even though it felt light, but it wasn't as light as this. And you can't wear that in the summertime. You're going to suffocate your body. Yeah. The new earth is going to be amazing, and we're definitely close. Sir Galahad. That's right. And who's to say? Who's to say that it doesn't begin with the inside of here? I think it does begin. I believe it begins on the inside of here, that new earth. Right inside of here. That is where the access point is to that new earth. Right inside of here. Let's write that. And how would we know if we're even jumping timelines? You wouldn't know. You could be on this timeline right now, and if you think about timelines, people are on different timelines. Somehow they interact, like the Mandela effect, different timelines and stuff. So with that one teeny tiny decision, you find yourself on a totally different timeline, but in the same surroundings. But now it's changed the course of your life and put you on a different timeline, if you look at it like that. You got to envision it, you all. Just envision it within your mind. The teeny tiny decisions, the little bitty tweaks. Sometimes the teeny tiny decisions are more powerful than those great big massive decisions that you failed to make, because you made the other decisions. Just the teeny tiny ones. The teeny tiny ones. Now remember, you say, well, I got all the doors in my life are closed. I got the answer. I got the answer. They may be closed, but all it takes is a teeny tiny key that all you do is you insert it and you turn it, and the door's open. It's open. But you gotta do the work. But it's really that simple. If the determination is there, if your heart is right, those doors are going to start opening up in your life. I am a firm believer. When your heart is in the right place, when you're right on the inside of your being, when one door closes in your life, other doors open. As long as you have the faith to keep walking, there will be other doors that will open in your life when that one door closes. It's true. T-Bone, honey, you can have the deja vu, because we've been here and we've done that. Somehow we have. Yeah. You open it and closes the doors. What he opens, no one can shut. And let me say this. What he opens, no one can shut. You can use the word close. And what he closes, no one can open. It starts on the inside of here. Right here is where the miracles first start. Right there on the inside of your being, right there. Life-altering decisions, life-altering miracles. No, I just heard, I'm too far gone for a miracle. Get that thought out of your head right now. Who said you're too far gone for a miracle? Nobody is too far gone for a miracle. It's true. Nobody. Not even you, the thought that came into my mind. No, you're not too far gone. Nobody's too far gone. There's been plenty of people in their life who've been in the major mistakes of their life. They will look back on their life. Oh, I really did it now. It's too far gone now. And they're still here today. Still here today. I guess they weren't too far gone, even though I'm sure that thought entered their mind too. Too far gone now. No. It's like the prodigal son. He wanted it all. Give me my inheritance now. Give it to me now. He got half the inheritance, and he partied his life away till he found himself in the trough with the pigs, eating that. He said, wow, even the servants at my father's house are treated better than this. If I could just go clean the stalls. He wasted his whole life, but he came back and his father saw him go fetch a gown or whatever, a coat. Get the feast going. My son has returned home. And I'm sure he was thinking, I'm too far gone. But he wasn't too far gone. And I'm sure that little sheep that wandered far away from the fold, from the 99, probably thought, well, I'm too far gone now. Nobody's going to find me. But what did the good shepherd do? The good shepherd went, he left the 99 to find the one and bring it back to the fold. So I'm sorry, those thoughts that somebody tries to put in my mind that I pick up on, I reject them because they're not true. They're not true. As long as you got breath in your body, there's still hope. Nobody's too far gone. Even though this world will tell you you're too far gone, that means that miracles would never occur. That means that there is no need to have no faith. That means just let the hope die within you. No, you all. Sometimes the biggest mistakes in our life that we make stem from those biggest decisions that we failed to make, and they were the right decisions, but we took an easier route, or we didn't want to make any at all, and we just let things happen, and they did. And all it takes is something teeny tiny to change the whole course of a person's life, a whole entire course, and set them on a different timeline. You got to have faith, and you got to believe. You got to believe in the one on the inside of you. And his name is Jesus. It's God. It's the love on the inside of you. You've got to have the faith. You've got to believe that this love on the inside of you, your light, will lead the way out of the darkness. That's right. It will lead the way. That light in you may even come outside of you and say, wait a minute, it's too dark on the inside of here. Let me come out. I got to get out. I got to get myself out so I can see it really, really well. It may. Just think about that. The light on the inside of you will come up out of the inside of you, out of the darkness. It's like out of the darkness into the light. Who sings that song? It's a contemporary song. Out of the darkness. Into all at once I came alive. Who sings that? It's a really beautiful song, and the lady has a really powerful voice. Yeah, out of the darkness. Boom. Oh, my goodness gracious. Lauren, it ain't Lauren Daigle. It might be somebody else. I forget it, y'all. No. See, it's not. It's. Let's go. Miley Cyrus. She sings that. I don't know about that. Out of the darkness into the light. I don't know who it was. But that's okay, you. I am going to go. My words are done because now I'm getting sidetracked. So that means I'm done talking about it. And all it takes is faith as small as a mustard seed. Just plant it. And then that great big plant, great big like tree, poof. It's like that. Yeah. And don't be so hard on yourself. Don't. Some people are too hard on themselves. Some people beat themselves up. Some people have talks of self-defeat with themselves, and that's not nice. Kind of not nice to the spirit that lives within you. That's like talking to the Holy Spirit on the inside of you with your talks of self-defeat. It's like telling the light on the inside of you, you're not bright enough to get me out of this darkness. Don't do that. Don't. I'm going to go. Y'all, if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you for your comments. And if you haven't joined, please consider joining. Thank you for joining. Please give this video a thumbs up. It does help others who may need to hear this video. Because we need some hope in the world. We need to know that all is not lost. That's perfect. I did not hear any thoughts trying to come into my head after saying that. It's perfect. I felt like something was trying to come through, but it stopped. So that's great. I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And love you, Al, honey. Let's see. Thank you, Gina. Just a seed can make a strong tree. We hope to see you tonight. Yes, Scrappy Doo, Tom Jessamy. It's only just begun. Yeah. Hey there, T-Bone. Psychic Kimmy. Yeah. Don't give up on life. You don't need to give up on life. The darkness is out there, and the darkness wants to put out your light. You need to stand bold. And don't give up. Don't. Love you.